What's going on, everybody? I am Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob. I'm here to talk to you about Kimball's Cookies. They've been our sponsor since the beginning, and we truly love them. They make custom cookies for every special occasion or holiday that you can think of. So order today, and you can order in sugar cookie, you can order chocolate. They have gluten-free options. They take care of you, and they're designed with love. I can tell you that for a fact. So check out Kimball's Cookies on Facebook, and when you order, use promo code SNOBS, and they'll give you 10% off your order. Thanks. What's up, everybody? It's the Scene Snob. I'm Mick Manhattan, and I'm here to talk to you guys about our awesome sponsor, Manscaped. They are the premier tool for your grooming downstairs. Summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? You're in luck. Our friends at Manscaped just launched their fourth generation performance package, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0 is here. Complement your summer bod with a trim from the leaders in male grooming. The sun is shining, call your name, guys. Join the 2 million men who trust Manscaped worldwide, including myself and all of the hosts here, and get ready for Hot Guy Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SNOBS, SNOBS, and they'll get 20% off and free shipping. So go check out Manscaped now. They have amazing stuff like the 4.0, the Weed Whacker, the Crop Shaver, and all of their deodorizers and everything else are truly, truly amazing. I wear their underwear. I think it's just fantastic. But don't take my word for it. Go check them out yourselves because they have plenty of stuff for everybody. So go to manscaped.com and tell them the Scene Snob sent you by using promo code SNOBS. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Welcome to the Snobs podcast. I'm Snobs Jr. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Here we go. So, guys, we have writer-director of the new movie premiering tonight, world premiere, Bloody Summer Camp, Dave Kerr here. Dave, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Having a good time and food fest.
I love it. We've been actually pointing over, saying like, Slash 50 Productions right there, and we've had a few people come on, talk about the movie. We wanted to, we've been trying to get together where we could do the show together for a while.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be on back in February. I am getting sick during the time we're supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah, and I understand. Like, listen, I know how hectic it is getting ready and like. The months were coming up, I knew you were going to be world premiering a lot. So.
As was, it's been crazy, crazy hectic because we didn't intend for it to be done right now. Like, because Matt Burns was reaching out to me, he was interested in us premiering it here, and I kept telling him, he's been asking me for a while. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be done in that time frame, and then I ended up having to give him an answer like I did in February, and when I committed to it, it was like. All right. Well, I talked to my color grader and my person who does the musical score and my sound editor. I was like, all right, so we got to get this done. We got to make it happen. And they've been busting ass for the past 2 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I have been anticipating this for a while because I remember reading about it when we started shooting. It kind of popped up and like we were, know a lot of people in the same sort of place and such. So it was coming up, and it just sounds like such an awesome, fun, nostalgic film. And if you could tell, like we've had a few people talk about it, but we don't want to, we didn't do any spoilers, of course, or anything. But if you could tell everybody like kind of what to expect.
Yeah. So the whole idea obviously came from the fact that I'm a huge '80s slasher fan, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of a little disappointed with new '80s horror, and it makes you miss the '80s slashers. And so I didn't want to do a remake. Obviously we can't, but I wanted to do another original take on the '80s slasher. And so, I say original because the character's original, the story's original, but obviously it pays homage and tribute to all the '80s slashers. We try to put nods in there to films like Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp, all the great horror slashers from the '80s. So the film, though, it takes place at an actual camp. We're able to rent starting out a summer camp for the film, and it takes place in 1986. A group of counselors are at a camp. They're preparing for the new year. They're getting everything ready for the kids to come. And one by one, they start getting whacked off by a man or a woman, who knows, in a double mask. And we see the double mask earlier in the film. It didn't just come out of nowhere. You see where the mask came from. But all of a sudden, this person is just taking them out one by one. And it's kind of a whodunit type thing, kind of like the sleepaway camp, where you don't know who's doing it. You're wondering, is it the camp legend that they're talking about? Is it Mikey Mitesy, which is the name of the camp legend, or is it one of the counselors who's got a grudge against everyone? So it's down to the very end. It's a who's the killer type mystery film. Yeah. But it's got a lot of deaths in the film, all practical effects. Try to get creative with the deaths. There's a lot of different ways that people die. That's crazy right there. That is crazy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
He's one of the leads in the
also director of the new Voorhees film that just came out. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it, it's available now. Fantastic. Great work by Cody.
Oh, that's great.
How you doing, buddy? I did write that thing up. I haven't had a chance to post it yet, but I will very soon.
Is he the killer? I don't know.
Yeah, Cody, man.
Sounds like we'll find out tonight, huh?
We don't know if he's a killer, but he's a hell of an actor and he's a hell of a director. So thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So that's what it is, man. It's a typical slasher film. Like I said, we try to make something new while keeping all the things that make you like a slasher. Of course, there's a little bit of cheesy moments in there.
You gotta have cheese. You gotta have some cheese.
You gotta have the really fucking short shorts, the bad hair.
Yep.
But who are the short shorts on? That's the question.
It's not on the girls.
I mean, they weren't in the 80s either. So,
yeah, the girls, they wear the bigger, the bigger unflattering jeans. The guys are really rocking the Daisy Dukes and the tight shorts.
And the cutoffs.
The cutoff.
Are there cutoffs in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
That's the way it should be.
There's the camp jock, the one who's the asshole. There's the perverted camp cook. We try to put all those kind of elements that you're gonna love it because it's the way you slash.
That's wonderful, man. That's just they're one of my favorite genres. I think it's one of all of them.
Yeah.
If you talk about horror, there's at least one slasher movie that's near and dear to your heart.
Oh yeah.
As much as anything else.
Whether it's Jason or Michael or I'm personally
Same. I'm with you.
But
Halloween guy. Yep.
I wanted to do a camp because to me that's the best location.
It is.
If fucking Michael Myers was at summer camp, I'd buy it. To me, that's the biggest heartbreak is those two put together. Because summer camp is isolated. It's so many deadly things at a camp. You got fucking arrows. You got bears in the woods. We had a bear that was fucking stalking us while we were filming. They kept telling us about this black bear that was like getting in the trash and everything. And they kept warning us about this bear. I actually saw it one time. I never saw it.
Oh man, that would have been great to be able to fit that in right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You're like, oh, there it is. Quick setup. Let's go.
Oh, and go to the camera, chase that fucking bear. He might not have been happy with it.
You know what? Hey,
For a whole different movie at that
license
time.
must be made. Exactly.
It'd be a race for you guys to put out Grizzly 2 compared to the Grizzly 2.
But yeah, like I said, 80s slashers. It's the one I love. It's my genre that I love. And after I did my first two films, I had doubts about whether I was going to do a third. It takes me a year to make a film. And I had doubts about whether I wanted to jump into another one to take it on. And I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to do this one, my previous two were dictated by basically no budget. I had to write a script around basically a location that was free to me. And I was like, I'm going to do another film. I'm going to do one that I want to make. And I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. Because I was like, I'm going to have to rent a summer camp. not going to be able to raise that much money. And yeah, the crowdfunder people seem very, they love the idea. We made this really cheesy fucking pitch trailer.
Right.
We actually rented the camp out for a day. We went up there. I had this whole like pitch trailer script, and it's like all these cool locations. And the fucking day that we went up there, it snowed because it was in March. We couldn't use any of the outside, so all of the scenes that we filmed with the characters are inside. Got moved inside, and then we had to come back like 3 weeks later and just get some scenic shots.
Yeah,
to put in there. And it was so cheesy. The wigs were bad. It wasn't the same cast because they were volunteers. But like I said, we used that for our pitch trailer for the crowdfunder, and people loved it. We had it all or nothing. It was a Kickstarter. It was we got a razor that we don't pay, and we raised the funds.
That's awesome. And now we're at the world premiere tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, how
2 years later,
man, how you feeling? Are you pretty excited about
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie so many times, I might fall asleep. But
It's that relief, though.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you just,
dude, the first time we saw it, we loved it, and I couldn't believe how, to me, for as long as this is a 2-hour movie, it felt like it went by really well. And everyone else who watched it, they thought it flowed so well that it kept you engaged, kept you entertained. So I feel good about it. Like I said, when I say I might fall asleep, you gotta understand how many times I've seen this fucking movie.
I get it.
just nitpicking too, and like the creativeness just going through?
But I think I'll be able to stay awake because I'll be watching the audience.
Right. Yep. It's going to be a big reaction. I mean, that's the cool part.
And take all that, take it in, enjoy it because you deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm so glad you came on today because, like I said, we're trying to get you on the show. We want to have you on the show too, proper, like we're doing our thing. Like I said, I read about Bloody Summer Camp. I was excited for it. I want to see it. And the best part about that, you can tell any testimony of a good director, even if you haven't seen the movie yet, you're anticipating the next movie before this movie came out. And Go Away, it's the next movie which you're crowdfunding for, and I want to make sure that's out there. You know, that it looks, just by what I've read, you know, on the funding and everything, it's intense, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, it is crazy because once again, we keep breaking our records because our last Bloody Summer Camp was the best crowdfunder that we had, and we raised over like almost $25,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Go Away. This is our first crowdfunder. It was a pitch trailer, just like Bloody Summer Camp, and we're at like $27,000.
I'm so happy.
Now, is there any place that people can fund still? Is it still going?
Yeah, it's still in demand right now.
Okay.
You can obviously Google Go Away in demand or Indiegogo, Go Away Indiegogo. Or you can go on any of our Facebook pages, Slasher15. Or you can just go to slasher15.com and right there's Indiegogo.
I'm gonna post that on so it's not up, so that way people can go support, which you should. I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Yes,
this is amazing.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely, congratulations. I want to say this too. World premiere tonight, so if you're in the Raleigh area, get over to the Alamo at 8. Check it out if there's tickets available. And then Fredericksburg, Virginia, June 12th. Go check it out there. It's going to be right there. So if you're in the area, please go out and support and take care of it. So,
Yeah, check it out. And if you can't support physically in person, going to the Indiegogo will help so much.
Get Go Away and start watching.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Make it happen already. Help us.
And then finally, if you're up north, if you can't make it Virginia or North Carolina, in July there is a Pennsylvania
Yes.
at the Nightmare on Main Street.
Oh, I'm going to be there too, so
Yeah.
I'll definitely
It's
be able
going
to.
to be there too. So you got 3 chances to see the movie in theaters. Probably more. We got some more coming up, but those are the next 3. So.
That's right.
Oh, man. Thank you again so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank y'all.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dave Kerr, what's up, World premiere last night. You have had people come up telling us that they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we have too. I'm glad. Some people just stopped to say, "Hey, we loved it." Other people went more in depth with it, but so far, all the reviews are overall positive, and I got the outcome that I was looking for. People said, look, it felt like an 80s movie. At the same time, it felt like it had an original aspect to it. So I couldn't ask for a better response than that. So I'm very excited.
That's fantastic. You should be, man, because even walking through, so many people have been stopping to ask me if I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, to ask, or to talk about their favorite films, how much they love the originality of it. They love the script. So it's been hot.
Yeah, I was sitting over there, and I got stopped. I talked to someone for 20 minutes about it, and they told me how much they liked it. So I'm glad. I hope it continues, man. I hope more and more people feel the same way, because that's what we went into. That's what we wanted to make. So
That's fantastic.
and
I know it's driving me crazy because, like I said, I've been reading about it for a long time. We've got friends and talking about it in all the online, news and stuff. And I still haven't seen it, but I'm listening to everybody's reactions. And I'm like, of course it is.
yeah, and so I was telling y'all before yesterday we had something really crazy happen. So here's the deal. We had the cast with us, a lot of the main cast that they were able to make it down. Some of them didn't. Some of them are still going to be seeing it for the first time in 2 weeks in Fredericksburg. But like most of the cast didn't know who the killer was. They thought they did. We gave them a fake script. And you should have heard the fucking theater when they found out who the killer was, because their script, and I'm not taking anything away, but it ended with this person, and like, they saw it going towards that person, and like, yeah, this all makes sense, and then you start, everyone's like, all the commentary from the cast who knows the script, and they're loving the scenes as they hear, and then right where it's that part, I'm like, listening, and it gets quiet. It starts to get quiet over there. You like, as they're starting to realize stuff is not making sense. And man, it was crazy. It's been 2 years doing that. From the first time I wrote the script, I'd always wanted to do a film where the cast was in the dark about who the killer is. Originally, I was just, they were going to know that they didn't know who the killer was. But this time, when I'm doing it, we came up with the idea that we'll tell them it's this person. We even filmed scenes that we didn't use to fool them into believing that it's this person. And so we kept that secret for 2 years. Over time, some of the people, when it got closer to it, we had to do some scenes, we had to let them in. But even they didn't find out till like a year in. And we only had one slip up where someone found out that they weren't supposed to, and it was the lead girl. She was in the dark all the way up until all the way up until July, which was a month before it wrapped.
Oh man, so close, so close.
But everyone else was in the dark. The rest of the main cast was in the dark. They found out yesterday, and it blew their mind.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But it was a good time. Some of them might hate me now. I don't know. I've lied to them for 2 years, and then the person who was the killer, they're like, "How long has he known?" Like, so it's the first script reading 2 years ago.
It's so exactly. That's that Empire Strikes Back ethic. Like, you held this secret to the world premiere, and you got everybody.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's amazing.
Yeah, there were so many times where, like I said, it almost came out, and then there were times when they were like, the others, they were like, "Oh, well, how are you gonna do this? We can't do this without letting them know." I was like, "Yes, we will." I'm the editor as well. You don't understand. All I got to do is get these certain lines this way, and I can make it seem how I want it to seem. And even the guy who plays the killer, he was like, "I didn't know doing this. I knew everyone was in the dark, but he's like, I didn't know how it was going to play out."
Yeah.
He's like, but when I saw it, he's like, it was perfect. He's like, it was great. I couldn't believe it turned out so well. So
That's awesome.
we're very excited about that. And the great thing is, in 2 weeks, we get to experience it again with the rest of the cast that has no idea.
And I was hopeful.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make it out.
I really, really hope y'all make that.
I have surgery that the Tuesday right before. So I got to see how the recovery's going to go. Might just be me. Might just be me.
And where you located at?
I'm in Winchester.
I'm in Manassas.
Okay.
So, yeah.
If by chance y'all don't make it, I mean, there's always one in Pennsylvania in July.
Yeah, I got to talk to Matt. We're supposed to do something like this up there.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're supposed to be part of that in some way.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do something like that. We'll go up and definitely see it finally. Yeah, covered by that.
And like I said, I really hope y'all like it. Like I said, yeah, some people said that they thought they knew who the Kerr was. Some people said they had no idea. So it'll be interesting to see if y'all figure it out. But the cast said they were completely fooled because why would you question the script? You know? They're like, even if they thought maybe it was this person, like, well, no, because I know it's not because I have the script.
Yeah, I've seen. This is one of those movies where, again, they're friends. And I have not asked anything. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know how your experience was and all that, but don't tell me. I'm going to see.
I definitely think it will take away if you know who it is. Because the way it's revealed, when it's revealed, I'm not going to say when that is, because when it is, I think that's one of the big payoffs. I think the film has a couple of good payoffs, but I think the reveal is a good payoff, and I think it's worth not knowing going into it. And that's me, someone who, I'll look at the ending to movies all the time. But sometimes I regret it. To me, I think this would be one that's satisfying to not know when you go into it.
And it's because of this reveal that you did. Again, it's something like I would never tell my kids who are young about Darth Vader being this.
Yeah.
I want them to find that out.
Yep.
And it's harder these days, of course, but
they hear that line before they ever even see the movie.
Right. Yeah. So it's hard to shield them, but something like that, I feel like that's a lost art form in filmmaking. Having a film where you're just you don't want to know, you actively don't want to know, because there's a lot of horror that comes out, and I'm just I'm going to see it. Yeah. But I don't care if I know what's going on.
Yeah, and I like making twists. It's getting harder and harder to do it. And and it not be derivative too, or something that's been done before. I like twists, but I don't want to do a twist where they're like, oh yeah, well blah 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 did that.
But you can immediately call the movie from something else. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure no matter what you do, someone is going to think that. But I try to put an original spin, at least some originalness into this. But obviously, it being an '80s slasher, we didn't want to do completely original. And like I said, when you're that one person telling me, they were telling me that it felt like an '80s movie. It had all the great '80s kind of moments that they remember, but at the same time, that it had an original aspect to it. Well, that's exactly what I was looking for. So that's like one of the best compliments I could have gotten.
That's awesome, man. So you got to be riding high after that.
Right now, yeah. Until I get that asshole that gives a negative review.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen.
And then I'll sulk for a little bit, and then I'll get it.
But I say it on the show a lot, when I have filmmakers on stuff. I don't think there's any movie, I know I'm going to get hit again right now. Here it comes. I was like, I don't believe in a bad movie.
Yeah.
In the sense that there's but there's still something in it that I can appreciate. Nope. There are things in the cinematography I can appreciate. Nope. I can say something that I appreciate.
Go watch Lawrence of Arabia.
I've seen Lawrence of Arabia. David Lean is a genius. But so I always say there's something in every movie that I can appreciate. I don't care how zany it is or whatever.
Well, and I heard someone was talking about there's a post that was going on about someone was mad about a negative review, and they went into that whole thing about the dude had a point. He was like, I don't hate negative reviews. If there's something wrong with the film, then feel free to point it out, but don't be a dick about it. Yeah, if you're gonna give a review, I don't want a puff piece. I want some honest opinions. If there's something you didn't like about it, feel free to bring it up. Just don't be like, this fucking movie sucked. Just be like, look, this movie had problems. They suffered from the script was a little this and that. So give your points. Don't just be like, well, this was one of the one that hey, is this the worst movie I've ever seen?
Yeah, it's what a terrible review because it's not even a critique. You're not telling anything.
And that's based on, first of all, usually when you say that, you don't actually mean it anyways. But secondly, that's based on how many films you've seen.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of bad movies out there, but I honestly, it would take me a while to figure out which one I consider the worst because there's not really one that sticks out this like so low. There's a group of bad.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Like I said, like the bad ones that you can watch and appreciate.
yeah, I don't think I'll ever say that that's the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's very hard to come out with that.
It
Like
is.
you said, there's something that you can appreciate, whether it be good script, bad cinematography, good cinematography.
On the other side, it's kind of the same with the 10-star review. I don't believe that either. That's like a fucking unicorn. It doesn't exist. You know, they're great movies. They're great movies, but most of them don't deserve a 10-star. And I was talking to someone earlier about one of my first movies out there. I got a lot of hate because everyone's like, "Oh, there are all these 10-star reviews. It got bad." And I didn't ask for that. Everyone saw the film, and I asked them to go review it. I didn't realize they were going to give 10-star reviews because they're my friends, and I was like, "No, don't do that. Please get an honest review. It was $5,000 movie. It's not a 10-star movie. You know, giving it a 5 would be like being nice." So I don't want puff pieces because no one's going to appreciate that. And it does nothing for me review-wise because all it did was making me look like an asshole because they thought that I was telling people to give 10-star reviews.
Right. I get that because we do that with us. You know, like our radio podcast. Like I tell people, like, just be honest.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a 1-star or 5-star. Please be honest.
Yeah. I want honesty. And then if you don't like the film of mine, yeah, you can tell me. Just don't be an asshole about it. Yeah. Someone did that to me a couple weeks ago. They said the movie was bad, but then they gave their reasoning, and I was like, I completely fucking agree with this. I was like, yeah, you're right. All of this is true, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. And then they said they're going to watch the sequel. I was like, well, I think it's a better movie. Hopefully you'll like it more. I appreciate negative criticism as long as it's justified.
Right. And that's the Slasher Nurse series.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
and I agree wholeheartedly because as long as it's a good critique, something you can use, something you can maybe learn from.
Yeah, that's the only way. They pointed out the acting. I'm like, well, yeah, there was no actors in there. I completely agree. The acting was pretty good. But,
yeah, I mean, it's just that's trolls.
And at the same time, like I said, at first, I thought it was a negative review. I thought someone being a dick. But then when I read the whole thing, I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for writing this. Thank you for telling me, because he posted on the page, and I was like, thank you for telling me that you watched it. Thank you for watching it, supporting, and giving me your input. I was like, I appreciate it. And I agree. The movie's not great, but it's the first film. It's my stepping stone, and we've made a lot of advancements from it.
Exactly. I mean, you've learned from every time you go in. Every time you go in, now you're up to bloody summer. So how many is this for you now, John?
This is the third one, and Go Away's going to be the fourth. We did do one short film, but that's kind of that.
I was always thinking too, like way back when I was doing filmmaking, like talking to directors. They love doing shorts in between too. It keeps that. It's almost like going out and doing tricks by yourself at the skate park or something, you know, like instead of doing them all.
I heard tricks, I thought that was going very different.
Or it's like going out and doing tricks just on a date.
Hanging out with some Johns, earning some loot
Between the prostitute.
Yeah, we did it backwards too because, when I did my first film, everyone, I looked up, I didn't just go into with nothing. I actually looked up advice on making a film. I read a lot about it, and everyone was like, do a short film first. Get a hold of the process before you commit to a full length. And I was like, that's good advice. I'm doing a full length film. And so when anyone asks me, I'm like, do a short film. Start with a short film. But I did the full length, and then we did the second one. And we saw this Joe Bob had a short contest that we wanted to submit to, and we didn't have any short films. And we found out about it a week before it was going to be up. So I got some of the cast from Bloody Summer Camp together, and I talked to my cinematographer. I was like, "You think you can do this in a weekend?" She's like, "Yeah, fuck it, sure." So I took the concept that I had and was for a full length. I made it into a short film, wrote it up that week. That weekend, we were up to both days up to 2 in the morning filming. And then Monday, I was fucking hardcore editing. And I gave my cinematographer, my dude that does score $100 to write a 12-minute score in a day. And I submitted it by it was 11 o'clock was the deadline. And I got it done. I tried to submit it, and it was 4 hours, and it was an hour away. I was like, oh fuck! But then I looked and kind of found out it was Pacific time.
Oh, nice.
So I was seeing, because it wasn't really due till 2 in the morning. So I got it in on time. They didn't select it, but we did submit it to other film festivals. So it's nice to have a short film that we can submit to, because some of them don't take full length. But that is fun, a fun experience. I still prefer full length, but it's a long time before you get the payoff when you do full length.
There's no wrong answer to it.
Yeah.
You just go out and do it.
Yep.
If you do full length, do full length. Just tell the story you want to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you're that inspired, you want to play stuff.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter how long it is. I mean, if it's even longer, then it's going to obviously take more dedication, more time, and more effort. But it's still about telling the story that you want to tell.
Fantastic. And I'm really glad for the reception. It sounds like you got that across.
Yeah, I think so.
Something we didn't ask you yesterday that I wanted to answer to. When you're writing, and especially Bloody Summer Camp, go away, and you get into that, you got your movies you're going into and you want to watch. Even if they have nothing to do with the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
For Bloody Summer Camp, what was your stack? What did you be watching?
So I was watching mostly 80s films because I wanted to give them references, right? We didn't want to make it, on the one hand, we wanted to give enough references, but we didn't want to make it like some of these films that get criticized because they feel like all it is just a bunch of references, right? It's just all that. Well, I wanted to at least give it a feel. I looked at, obviously we watched Sleepaway Camp a lot. I went back to my favorite, My Bloody Valentine. Nice. The Friday the 13th series. And Halloween was a good one. There's actually a scene. My cinematographer was watching a lot of John Carpenter. He watched The Thing. He wanted to kind of get that kind of, he liked the cinematographer that John Carpenter used, and he wanted to use that kind of influence on how he filmed. And there's one scene in there in the art room that really kind of shows he's kind of like, that was what he was kind of going for, that kind of vibe. But for me, like I said, the biggest thing that I wanted to get right was the 80s. Because I had the story in mind. I just didn't want it to feel, didn't want you to watch it and then get taken out of that 80s feeling. Because if you feel at any point like it's modern, then you get taken out of that story and it kind of loses its hold on.
Yeah, at least that tone, that kind of shine.
But yeah, we watched the classic slashers just because that's what we wanted. We wanted to have the feel of. So I looked out for any kind of tone that we could maybe recreate.
Nice. Yeah, it's seriously. Well, you got a Bloody Summer Camp Friday the 13th.
Yeah, did you see the posters that they were giving out? Oh, I made it, but I gave it to them. They gave it out to people at the door. It's basically like the cover of Friday the 13th with the silhouette. Oh, that's awesome. It's Bloody Summer Camp. It's on the machete. Oh, yeah, I have to give you one. They gave us what they had left, which was like maybe 10 of them. Okay. I'll give you one.
But only if you sign it, man.
No, definitely.
That's going right up on the wall, man.
Hell yeah, I love it. We're not gonna sell it because I don't know. We probably could sell it, but it was never meant to sell. It's very Friday the 13th rip-offish. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
But, we're not trying to make money off of that. We don't, that was just to give away to people. So
That's awesome.
cool.
we're going to give it away.
I'm so happy for you, man. I really
Yes,
am.
it is.
Just hearing everybody's reactions and just seeing like how big this is going on, just where it's at, and yet it's moved on. I can know.
And now the next goal is to try and get it out to as many people as possible. So
Yes.
when we look for distribution, we're going to be looking to try and find the person that can get it to the most outlets so that people can see it.
I really don't think I haven't even seen it. I don't think that.
Yeah. If that's the early reaction off of that many people are that excited about it. It sounds like it struck a chord. That was the chord you wanted.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a good feeling. That's well done. I'm super excited for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And the go-aways coming up is the next project we're working on. I know we're going to be working on putting up all the information we can for that. So we post a lot of support and push that because we want to see if people want to support, man.
Yeah, man, can't wait to see that one.
That's what we're about, man.
We always try to make the next one better, so if everyone loves Blaze Summer Camp, and we're going to try and make the next one even better. Even bigger, even better.
And it's such a cool story, too. And once you guys read about it, like, I don't know the whole story, just know the premise that you're giving out the snippets, but like, it just sounds like it's going to be really
It's a story that I want. I always do stories that interest me. I want to do a Blaze of 80s slasher because I love 80s slashers, and all the remakes just weren't doing it. To me, the biggest problem was you took it out of the 80s. You remade Friday the 13th, cool, but then you put in modern time, and it just took everything that was great about it out of it. If someone would fucking remake a 80s slasher, keep it in the 80s, it might actually be good.
Actually, I would love to see that go back. Like, you say you remade Friday the 13th, set it in 1980.
Yeah.
Just like if you redo it, go redo the franchise, but it's set in 1980.
I mean, the last one I can say anything like that was Final Girl.
You got it, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I like that film, is because it took it back in the 80s and it gave a new kind of story, a new kind of twist, but it still gave me the 80s feel. And I think that's one of the reasons I like the film. I thought You Might Be the Killer was a good one too, even though that was a modern. They tried to. That was the other thing that I would suggest. If you're gonna make it modern, try to take everything that is modern out of it, though. Get rid of cell phones.
Right.
We had to be in a summer camp, and try not to make it so obvious that it's modern. You can have it modern times, but don't have people talking about fucking Twitter on it.
Oh, yeah, you can be more subtle about it.
Yeah, exactly. You ever seen Hot Rod? Oh, yeah. That fucking movie takes place in modern times. It took me forever to figure out when it takes place. It feels like an 80s movie. It feels like an 80s movie.
Yeah, something like that. Like, one of the ones that bothered me about Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, was that it's like, all right, it has the feel in the 80s, and then you turn around, there's like an Escalade driving by, and you're like, you took me out of it. Yeah. It just makes time frame. Yeah, there's going to be, that was the big thing, like, the phones and You Might Be the Killer. Which is, I love that movie.
Yeah, they took the phones away.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, cool, now that's out. And like I said, it's in a summer camp, they're out in the middle of nowhere, and so it's modern, but we don't have all this modern stuff that kind of like bothers you while you're trying to enjoy it. It has a kind of 80s feel to it. So you can do modern, I think, if you don't just hire a bunch of Abercrombie bench models that are talking about their fucking cell phones not working.
Whatever new bookcase like or whatever didn't happen. Yeah, I got you.
But
I'm so happy about it, man. And doing it here. Like, Carolina Fear Fest has been awesome.
Yeah.
So, glad we got to see it down here and see how it did be here for it.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
yeah, this is our first year being down. We didn't make it down the first year because that was right around the same time we were at Pop Rock, I think. So I'm glad I got to come down here. I'm friends with Matt Burns, and he's actually in it. He's got a character in Bloody Summer Camp.
Nice.
So it was an honor to have him be the first screening of it. So
Doing great work and stuff, man.
So Slasher 15 Productions, whole lot of stuff coming up. Congratulations, man. This is awesome. I hope it's all just all the way up here. So I can't wait for you to check it out.
yeah, I can't wait for y'all to see it. I can't wait to hear what you think.
Oh yeah, we will definitely review it.
Yeah, after the Q&A, we told everybody to come back.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
we
what
all
cast
together.
come over, hang out. Anybody will just line up some chairs, just go nuts.
Definitely, yeah.
We'll try and fit you on the camera as best possible because that's it.
We'll hold back for them.
No, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks. So,
All right, well, I'm gonna go get ready for the Q&A. Thank y'all, man.
Congratulations. Yeah, man.
And that's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching, wherever you're checking it out. This show is brought to you by our sponsor, Manscaped. Go check them out. They are saving our balls, and they can save yours too, or somebody you care about. It's a pretty awesome device, so go check out what they got, the Lawnmower 3.0, the Weed Whacker, and more. It's a great gift for Father's Day, birthdays, weddings, anything. So yeah, head over there and use promo code SNOBS, SNOBS, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Also, we'd like to thank our super fan patrons. They are all Scene Snob family to us. They support us every month, and you can be one too. So head over to the Patreon channel, the Scene Snobs, and it's $5 a month, and you can join in with helping support us and get the free perks too. Also, you can follow us on social media. We are on everything at the Scene Snobs, so Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are on Facebook, the Scene Snobs. Everywhere. We have fun stuff always going on, always have contests and stuff, so go follow us, check us out. You can go to our link tree by going to thescenesnobs.com. There's our link tree, there's our Patreon, there is all of our shows and the links for all of that, so thanks again for checking it out. Just head over to thescenesnobs.com where everything is, and we will talk to you soon.